Hello, and yes, again, we are in the same outfit as the last video. I think we're just going to have to accept it now. The way that my work schedule goes, it's just easier for me to film 2 videos at once and like schedule them. So yes, you've seen this outfit before. Yes, you've seen this outfit before, but enjoy it again because that's just how it is. So today's video is a little bit different. I don't think I've done a video like this before, but I really enjoy when booktubers do videos about their most anticipated releases, either for like the last half of the year or for the forthcoming year when they do them in January. And it's because I never know when books are coming out. 1, memory is just awful, and 2, because I go to the bookshop quite regularly, I generally just see when books have come out so that I can buy them there and then rather than having to hold in my head when they're going to come out specifically. But recently I've got more into the habit of like pre-ordering books, and I think it's because I'm really enjoying like Watersons do like exclusive editions, or they can sometimes do signed editions, or you know, special like freebies if you pre-order it or whatever, and I have been really enjoying doing that, and I've been pre-ordering a lot more than I have in the past. So I thought it would just be nice to take you through some of the books I currently have pre-ordered and like why I'm excited for them, and like you can recommend me some more that I can pre-order or whatever. And it is a little bit of a slippery slope because obviously when you pre-order it you're not spending money, the money only comes out of your account when it's shipped to you. So I'm like I'm not really buying books, but then like they all sort of hit you like 3 months later and you're like, oh shit, wow, that's not fun. And obviously it would have been handy if I'd put this in order of release date, but I don't think I have, so we're just gonna start somewhere. So the first book I have in my little pre-order list on Watersons is called You've Got Red on You, How Shaun of the Dead Was Brought to Life. And this is essentially what it says in the title. It is a book by, what's his name? Wow, the preparation was just not there, right? It's by Clark Collis, and I saw on Instagram and Edgar Wright was talking about the book, and obviously it's a sort of like compendium of how Shaun of the Dead was made, which is a very iconic British sort of comedy zombie film. I'm sure a lot of you will have seen it. It is incredible. If you haven't, definitely go and watch it. And obviously, you know me, I love film, I love filmmaking, I went to film school, I'm a film graduate, so obviously I love any sort of behind the scenes look at how films were made, and this is going to be that, I believe, and I pre-ordered it and I'm very excited about it. The next book on my pre-order list is Burning Questions, Essays 2004 to 2020, signed edition by Margaret Atwood. Now, Margaret Atwood is one of those writers that I've always been meaning to get to. I think like a lot of people, you know the name, you know she wrote The Handmaid's Tale, but you might not have read anything from her. This year I did. I read Cat's Eye. I gave it 5 stars. It was absolutely incredible. I've spoken a lot about how much I love that book. And I really value Margaret Atwood as a presence, as a creator, as a sort of speaker. I think she has a lot to say, and obviously a lot of that comes through in her fiction books. Obviously when she's writing fiction she's often drawing on things that have happened in the real world. She famously said that everything that happened in The Handmaid's Tale has happened somewhere in the world. She didn't make any of it up, which is 1, astonishing and horrific to think about, and 2, just very interesting how she so intricately weaves real world scenarios into fiction worlds and makes it feel dystopian and creepy and weird, even though that's what life is like. And I think that brand is called like speculative fiction. It's not quite dystopia because it's actually happening now, but it's like a speculation of, you know, how bad things could get if we don't check ourselves a little bit. And the blurb for this new collection says, from cultural icon Margaret Atwood comes a brilliant collection of essays, funny, erudite, endlessly curious, uncannily prescient, which seek answers to the burning questions, such as, why do people everywhere in all cultures tell stories? How much of yourself can you give away without evaporating? How can we live on our planet? Is it true and is it fair? What do zombies have to do with authoritarianism? I'm gonna enjoy it. And it's signed. It's signed. That's insane to me that like Margaret Atwood might have touched a book that I will have in my house, although it's probably a book plate, but still exciting, very exciting. And the next book that I have pre-ordered is Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan, and this one's actually coming out fairly soon, I believe. Yeah, 5th of October, so it's definitely gonna hit me soon. My poor bank account, I really thought I was, yep. And you know, I thought I was done with Rick Riordan because this year I got the last 2 books in the Trials of Apollo series, and I was like, you know, that's nice. I read all of Percy Jackson, I read all of Heroes of Olympus, I read all of Magnus Chase, and now I've got the 2 last books in the Trials of Apollo series. I'm 23 and I feel like he's ending the sort of Percy Jackson saga, and I'm like, okay, that feels nice, that feels right, and like I don't need to read Rick Riordan anymore. That lasted about 5 minutes. And then I saw this book on Waterstones up for pre-order, and it's a signed bookplate edition. So again, I'm very excited to have a bookplate that Rick Riordan has touched in my house. And it's a brand new adventure from global bestselling author Rick Riordan, inspired by Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So I'm thinking mermaids, pirates potentially, ships. I don't know, I'm just excited. The blurb says, Anna Dakar is a freshman at... Sorry, Anna. It's spelled incorrectly with just one N, but like, hello, it's me. Anna Dakar is a freshman at Harding Pencroft Academy, training centre for the best marine scientists and underwater explorers in the world. When Anna embarks on the sea trials that mark the end of her freshman year, her life as she knows it is blown out of the water. She and her schoolmates witness a terrible tragedy and discover that Harding Pencroft and their rival school, Land Institute, have been engaged in a deadly rivalry going back over 150 years. With the rivalry turned up full broil, Anna will be tested more than ever before. And I now realise why I pre-ordered this, and it's because when I was about 5 to 6, I went through a very intense phase of wanting to be a marine biologist. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun. What are books if not my potential futures that I can live vicariously through? And the next one I have on pre-order is just a little bit silly, and I know it's a bit silly, and I looked at it on Waterstones and I was like, that's a bit silly that they're doing that. And it's the anniversary special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which, yes, you're correct, only came out like a year ago, and I already have a hardback beautiful edition of Addie LaRue. But this one's a special anniversary, and I swear they only do anniversary editions for like 10 years, 20 years, and like 50 years. I don't think I've ever seen an anniversary edition come out a year after the book has come out. But it's coming out, and it is pretty. Like, I do like the black and white grey vibe. It is beautiful. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, do I actually need this? But like, I want it. It's limited edition, it has a sprayed edge, it has special fan art, new end papers, new Pantone blue colour type throughout, and it's signed as well. And I don't want this video to come across like I'm obsessed with amassing signed books. I'm really not. I think I would have got this if it wasn't signed, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't do this for every book, but for books that are really special to me, or authors that are really special to me, for example, like, you know, I got myself the signed Jacqueline Wilson one last year for Christmas, or, you know, like getting a Margaret Atwood thing signed, or like, you know, a book that was really special to me, like Addie LaRue, like I will maybe seek out like a special edition or a signed edition. So yeah, I wanted to preface that I'm not like obsessed with like having everything signed. It's just for like special ones that, you know that I will love and cherish and take care of for a very long time. And the last book that I have pre-ordered on my Waterstones account is called The Christie Affair, and I'm gonna have to wait a heckin' long time for this because it doesn't come out until 2022, which is a while away. So good. Well, actually, no, it comes out in January, so it's only about 4 months away, 4 or 5 months away. That's a horrific thought, that 2022 is 5 months away. Ooh, no, don't like that. And I don't know a lot about this book, if I'm honest with you. I know that it's fiction, and it is based around the time that Agatha Christie famously went missing. And I was really confused by this because I think this year a non-fiction book came out about Agatha Christie's disappearance, and I wanted to read it, and I just thought that this was the same thing that was coming out again in hardback, and then I looked at it properly and it's like a fictionalized version, so I thought, oh, okay, like I'll want to read that. I probably will read the non-fiction one too, but like just the fiction one just called out to me for some reason. And it's about a woman who's like trying to solve the disappearance of Agatha Christie or something. Let me read it because I don't actually know. You can tell I do a lot of research before I press the pre-order button. No, I see it and I'm like, ooh, stupid. In 1926, Agatha Christie disappeared for 11 days. Only I know the truth of her disappearance. I'm no Hercule Poirot, I'm her husband's mistress. Cheeky if that's not based on historical fact, but I'm ready. Agatha Christie's world is one of glamorous society parties, country house weekends, and glowing literary fame. Nan O'D's world is something very different. Her attempts to escape a tough London upbringing during the Great War led to a life in Ireland marred by hidden tragedy. After fighting her way back to England, she set her sights on Agatha, because Agatha Christie has something Nan wants, and it's not just her husband. Despite their differences, the two women will become the most unlikely of allies, and during the mysterious 11 days that Agatha goes missing, they will unravel a dark secret that only Nan holds the key to. So obviously this sounds like a heavily fictionalized version. I'm sure not a lot of it is based on stuff that we actually know about Agatha Christie and her life. So I will probably want to seek out the non-fiction version of this book, which I will try and find the name of and I'll put up here. Yeah, but obviously Agatha Christie is such an iconic literary figure. I've read and loved a lot of her books, and I really love the atmosphere of her books, and I sort of hope that what this new fiction book will do is try and recreate that sort of cozy mystery atmosphere surrounding Agatha's disappearance, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, those are all the books that I have on pre-order. It was a slightly shorter video today just because I don't have that many books on pre-order, and obviously I haven't read them yet, so I can't give you like detailed synopses and thoughts, but I hope it was still enjoyable, and I would love to hear any books that you're really excited for coming out soon, any books that you've pre-ordered, or if you're really excited for any of the ones that I have talked about today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video soon. Bye!